Hello friends! Every program you write can store data in memory while it runs, but the moment it shuts down, that data is gone. Variables, arrays, all of it. Wiped. So what do you do when you need that data to survive? You write it to a file. That is the core idea behind file handling, giving your program the ability to read from and write to files stored on disk, so information persists beyond a single run. Think about a save file in a game, a log generated by a server, or a config loaded at startup. All of that is file handling in action. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how it works, from the OS level, all the way down to writing your own file operations in code. Alright, so when your program talks to a file, it is not reaching down to the hard drive directly. The operating system sits in between and handles all of that for you. It gives you an abstraction, a clean, uniform way to work with files regardless of what the hardware underneath looks like. Now, to point the OS to a specific file, you use a file path. That is just a string describing where the file lives, something like document/data.txt. The OS resolves that path and finds the actual location on disk. Here's the interesting part. Once the OS locates the file, it hands your program a file stream. Think of a stream as a channel. Data flows through it, byte by byte, in a controlled sequence. In the next slide, we look at how you open that stream, and why the mode you choose, read, write, or append, matters a lot. Alright, so we know what a file stream is from the last slide. Now the question is, how do you actually open one, and what mode do you open it in? Every time you open a file, you tell the OS exactly what you intend to do with it. Read mode lets you pull data out. The file stays untouched. Write mode creates the file fresh, or wipes it clean if it already exists. Append mode keeps everything that is already there and lets you add to the end. Now here is the part people skip, closing the file. When you write data, it does not always hit the disk immediately. The OS buffers it, calling close forces that buffer to flush, and it releases the file handle back to the system. Leave it open, and you risk corrupted data or locked files. Next, we will look at how that data actually flows in and out once the file is open. Alright, now that we know how to open and close files, let's talk about what actually happens when you read or write. When you write to a file, data flows out of your program and onto disk. When you read, it comes back in. Pretty simple, right? But here's the interesting part. Files can operate in two modes, text and binary. In text mode, everything is treated as human-readable characters. Your program sends a string, the file stores it. Reading brings that string back. In binary mode, you're working with raw bytes. Images, audio, compiled executables. These aren't strings, they're sequences of numbers, and binary mode handles them exactly as they are, no conversion. The mode you choose when opening the file, as we saw in the last slide, controls which of these two worlds you're working in. In the final slide, we'll tie the whole file handling lifecycle together. Alright, let's bring it all together. File handling follows a clean lifecycle every time. You open a file, which gives your program a handle to work with. You read from it or write to it, moving data in whatever format makes sense, text or binary, as we saw in the previous slide. Then you close it, which flushes any remaining data and releases the resource. That's the full loop. Now here's the key takeaway. Memory is temporary. The moment your program exits, everything in memory disappears. Files are how you break out of that. They let your data outlive your program, persist across runs, and be shared with other systems entirely. That's why file handling matters. It's the bridge between your running code and the real world. Thanks for watching, friends. See you in the next one.